So I was not really ready for today's session, today's episode of Tuesdays with Dr. T. As some of you know that I am going through a very grieving process. And I told to myself that I'm not the only one today who is suffering, who is grieving the loss of a child and whatnot. But there are other mothers and parents, even fathers, who are sad and upset and depressed about their child. So I thought, why not come and do my regular segment so that I could be of help, and if I can at least guide someone to get to the direction that they need to be going, then I have done my today's job. So today I am going to be answering a few questions that I have received in the past 2 or 3 weeks from our community people. Okay, so I will be talking about, let me get to the questions here. Okay, so I will be talking about some typical questions on supplementation, because a lot of us are now pretty much understanding of and want to avail supplements, be it probiotic or other things. Okay, so I will be talking about the supplementation, as well as I will be speaking a little about how to handle oral sensory issues. Okay, so if both of these topics or at least one of them is interest to you, so today's episode is for you. Okay, Assalamu alaikum again, and let's just continue. Okay, all right, so the first question is, a lot of moms DMs me, personally message me in the messenger. Sometimes they post questions inside our Facebook group. Sometimes they DM me in Instagram. So a common question in a lot of moms is which supplements to use. And sometimes they even click photos of things that they ordered randomly from online, and then they are asking me to give advice whether this is right for their child or not. Okay, so first thing, as a pharmacist, okay, I have 16 plus years of pharmacy experience, and I want to tell you something. Supplements are supplemental. Supplements can never, ever, ever compete with natural food. Okay, so a lot of systems like biomedical, they use a lot of supplements, sometimes even 24 supplements for one child. And I am always left speechless on the weirdness of this. Because do you give 7, 10, 14 or 24 veggies or fruit to your child in one day? Do you? So if you don't give your child 7 fruits in one day, why would you think of giving 7 supplements in one day? Makes sense? Let me know in the comment if it's making sense. So the thing is, our modern life, we have become a little distracted, and we go for short and faster results. Okay, we want to spend the least amount of time, the least amount of energy, the least amount of money, and then we want fastest results, which is that tendency of ours are then utilized by the pharmaceutical companies. Then they keep on making supplements and medicines and products that are then prescribed by the doctors and other professionals, and then we give them to our kids. Okay, the thing is, as I said, as a pharmacist, I know what goes inside the supplements. Okay, and then another thing is supplements are made up of mostly synthetic chemicals. Okay, synthetic vitamins, synthetic minerals, and you know what, your child's body cannot really absorb and digest those synthetic vitamins and minerals. Okay, a human body can absorb nutrients in the natural form. So if you give your child 1 apple, it has way more nutritional capacity, and the body can actually digest the apple and get the nutrition, the vitamins and minerals from the apple. okay? Versus if you give him 5 vitamins, those vitamins are mostly made of synthetic nature, so they are chemical in nature. So the body actually, what it does, when we give supplements to our body or to our kids, the body actually keeps on thinking, okay, so this is a chemical. First I need to learn, the body is saying, okay, first the body needs to learn what this chemical is, and then the body will try to, understand which enzymes to work on, which chemical compounds to be firing so that it can digest the supplements. So it's a long process, and a lot of the time supplements don't really work well, which is why we get a lot of parents, they have tried many things, many supplements, and still not seeing results. That's one of the reasons, because supplements are not really the real nutrition, really the real deal that you should be giving to your kid. And another point is this: if your child's gut is imbalanced, okay, so if your child's gut is imbalanced and then your child has leaky gut, then whatever, leaky gut is a lot like a strainer, okay? Leaky gut is a lot like your child's gut is like a strainer. So whatever you are putting inside, most of the nutrients are actually going away, okay? So we need to first plug those holes in the gut, so that whatever you are pouring, it's not just going away as waste product, as poop or urine, but is actually retained in the body, retained in the gut, and they are absorbed and digested and assimilated, okay? So if you keep on thinking that, okay, I have heard so and so say this cod liver oil, or this probiotic, or this multivitamin is very good for the brain focus, is very good for my son to learn stuff and whatnot. I'm not saying those things do not work at all. What I'm saying is, first, your first intention should be to heal your child's gut first, so that your child can actually digest and assimilate and absorb the nutrients. Second part is to make sure that you give your child all natural, or mostly 99% natural food, okay? Food from the natural sources. For example, fresh fruits and vegetables and things like that. So another question that might be coming on is, my child is super picky eater. I cannot feed him vegetables or fruits. He only wants to eat chicken nuggets or Doritos and things like that, okay? In that case, I have to say, you cannot go on making your child go from a super picky eater to a regular eater on your own. It's not a DIY journey. I just have to be honest here, because I see many of you struggling and going and finding out so much information, and you keep on trying on yourself and then you fail. And then a lot of years have been going away. A lot of time is spent or wasted. And then you finally maybe find someone you trust, and it's already a little late. Why it's a little late? Because your child's brain develops very faster when your child's age is younger, okay? If your child is anywhere between 2 and 7, there is the most amount of recovery rate of the developmental milestones, okay? So keep on trying, doing on your own and DIYing and things like that always doesn't work. You can DIY and make dresses, you can DIY and make curtains, but you cannot DIY and make a smartphone. Similarly, you cannot DIY your child's proper nutrition, your child's proper internal recalibration on your own at home, okay? You should find a professional that can guide you properly, and by that professional, what they will do is they will understand, they will try to investigate what's really wrong with your child, what specific needs your child have, so that he or she can properly guide you further, okay? So if you are struggling with the super picky eater, you have to first work on the detoxification to reduce the pickiness. Find a professional who can help you with that, okay? and then change the diet, change the lifestyle, do the detoxes and all the other things, and then only those supplements will work. Those supplements will not work currently if your child is a super picky eater, if your child has leaky gut, if your child cannot digest food properly, then all of these supplements are not going to be helping your child at all. So please don't waste money on that. Spend those money on finding professional help. Okay? So for me, I have a PhD in natural medicine. I have learned pharmacology, anatomy, physiology for a lot of years. But when it was time to work on Muhammad, I first understood and I first found out what will be working for him, because I tried it on myself. I tried the elimination diet. I tried the detoxes myself. And then I actually went to seek a professional. Okay, I went and found an Ayurvedic doctor who was pretty well renowned. I went to him and then I consulted him for the specific dosage and for the specific detoxification protocol for my son. I did not do it totally on my own. Why? Because I am not a experienced person who works on kids. I am a pharmacist. I was a pharmacist. I know everything about drugs, or most of the things about drugs, but I was not a expert on my son to the ability that I will be totally focusing everything on my own. I didn't do that. That would have been stupidity. Okay? So I found time, I saved up money, I budgeted my lifestyle, because you know what? A lot of the times we spend a lot of money on a lot of other things that actually doesn't matter. We need to understand budgeting. We need to understand how money works. And then it's not actually how much you earn, it's how you spend it. You can earn $1 million every month, and if your expenditure is $1 million every month, then you are still poor. On the other hand, if you earn $4,000 and you spend $2,000 or $2,500 and you save the rest, in a few months you have enough to be able to really give your child a proper support and guidance. Okay? So it's about mindset, which is one of the reasons why mindset is a very key piece of our protocol, our program. Okay? And I teach a lot of mindset work to even you guys all the time, because mindset is the first foundational piece. For example, if your mindset is to really understand what's going on, then you will do your research, right? You will not out of the blue DM someone and then shoot away 10-15 photos of your child or videos of your child trying to speak and then ask that person to diagnose. I have had so many people message me, sending me pictures of their child, sending me pictures of their supplements, sending me pictures of videos of their child trying to talk, and they're asking me to diagnose. I cannot do that. I'm not a pediatrician who will be able to diagnose your child properly. What I am is I'm a pharmacist with a very high degree in natural medicine, with expertise in natural medicine, who is working with autism kids and helping them recover the developmental delays. Okay? I have successfully done it for my son. He does not have any developmental delays per se. He's pretty well fast forward by the standard of his age. And now if he's going for a re-diagnosis, everyone is saying that Muhammad will come out with no diagnosis. Okay? So you have to find the person who you trust, and then have the mindset, the growth mindset, to be able to invest and go through have the focused direction. Because if you are trying A and B and C and D, you will never know which one is working and which one is not working. Okay? So coming back to the question of supplementation, the first thing that you need to understand is supplements are just supplements. They are not main nutrition. Your child needs to get the proper nutrition for brain development and body development from natural food, okay, fruits and vegetables and things like that. And if your child is super picky eater, very picky, you don't know how to help with him, go seek a professional help, okay? Don't try to DIY all the things just to save a few bucks, because at the end of the day, that will waste a lot of important time, because time for our autism kids are really money. Why? Because the more time goes, the lesser will be the ability of the brain to recover itself, okay? All right. So and specifically, if you really want to help him currently at the moment, the two things that you really can help is, one, have a good probiotic, okay, and give him more probiotic rich food. For example, sauerkraut, yogurt, lactose-free yogurt, or just a homemade good quality yogurt. Then there is natto and fermented foods in general, fruits and vegetables in general, or fermented beverage is also good. And if you want to use a supplement, make sure that it's of a very good quality. And also it should be depending on your child's age. For example, if your child's age is 2 to 3, she or he can have a 2 billion CFU strength of probiotic. If your child's age is 4 to 5 or even 6, your child can have a 5 to 6 billion of 6 billion CFU. And whenever you are trying to find a probiotic, make sure you have multiple strains present, okay? For example, the probiotic should not have just one bacteria or two. Try to find multiple strains. For example, Organic Kids, the one that I have been using for Muhammad, it has 14 different bacteria present in it, okay? So yeah, that's a good one. And then I use them only because I know that he's able to digest everything and properly, giving him the proper food that he can actually digest. And then for brain developing oil, for example, omega or fish oil or DHA, those are really good. Make sure they are age appropriate and of very good quality. One great product I really love and I'll always tell my clients to use is Nordic Naturals. They are very, very nice. Really effective and whatnot, but obviously you have to make sure that the dose is age appropriate. Please do not buy a Nordic Natural off Amazon or somebody else and then keep giving it just on your own. You are not a pharmacist. If you're not a pharmacist or a health professional, as in a doctor or a pediatrician, then you do not know what dose your child age dictates, okay? So please make sure that you seek professional help whenever you are trying to give any dosage or any supplements, okay? And treat those just like medicine. Treat your supplements just like medicine. And remember one thing, modern medicine has way more side effects than natural medicine. And natural medicines are way more safer and actually more effective. The only difference is natural medicine needs a little bit of more time and people are very restless. They want their child to be solved and healed in just 1 month or 1.5 months, like that. So you need to have a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, and work through that. The second question that I want to answer today is how to reduce oral sensory issues. So what's oral sensory issue? Let's say your child has specific sensitivity towards brushing teeth or biting things or chewing things, or maybe trying to avoid specific types of food because they feel, yucky and things like that. So oral sensory issue stems from gut imbalance, okay? So once you resolve the gut imbalance, the oral sensory issues goes away. Literally goes away when you can heal the gut, okay? So rather than trying to find stuff, for example, the other day I saw one question from one of my group members. She asked a question about her sons or, having oral sensory issues. And then I saw someone else saying that, they should be using objects like this. Can you see? Objects like this, okay? So here's the thing. If your child has oral sensory issue, it's coming from inside, not from outside. And if you are trying to reduce the sensory issue by variety of textures, you are actually causing your child more pain. As a neurodiverse myself, I have to vouch this on behalf of my kids. Okay, let's say I feel pretty yucky. I have OCD when it comes to milk tea. If I see milk tea, my whole body starts shuddering. It's actually a trauma response. Okay, that's a different issue, and I'll talk about it in another episode and whatnot. So if I see you, or if you give me a glass of even the best quality milk tea, I will shudder and I will literally vomit. Why? Because I have sensory issue towards it. So that's as an example. So if your child has sensory issue, and now the doctor is telling me that, Tasnova, you have to try to drink milk tea to reduce your sensory issue towards milk tea. Don't you think it will be a torture for me? Right? So if your child has oral sensory issue, you need to understand the root cause of that and resolve those root cause, which is gut imbalance. And hello all, gut imbalance why is it the main key? Because the gut is connected to the brain and the brain is connected to the gut. Whenever you are feeling stressed and anxious, don't you feel like there is like butterflies in your stomach, in your gut area? Because your brain is connected to your gut, and that is totally research proved. It's not ho woo woo, it's research approved. Why your doctor is not talking about it, I have no idea, and I have no interest in talking about that today. Okay, the only thing that I have interest in is to give you the specific direction that will actually help you. Okay, so your child's sensory issues is actually stemming from gut imbalance, and by trying to force your child to brush or use objects that has rough surfaces, it's not going to help your child reduce. It's a lot like trying to brush. I don't know, I should have things. Okay, let me use this dress as an example. It has a rough texture, right? Okay, so let's say I have sensory issue, and you are being told that by trying to clean up or use this rough thing, my sensory issue will go down. It won't happen that way. What it will happen is you are actually torturing the kid. The kid will feel upset and anxious, and your kid's emotional health affects the brain development. 120%, 150%. Your child's emotional state affects brain development 150%, not just 100%. So if you are trying to push your child to do things that he is not ready, that increases the cortisol level, and then the cortisol level decreases digestion, the cortisol level decreases the cognition and does a lot of damage to your child. Okay, so please don't use objects that are being told by people. Okay, something like this that will help your child's oral sensory issue. It will not. What it will do is it will make him, like, let's say you get hurt somewhere, and then you keep on brushing on it, the layers will go off, and then sometime, and then one time your child will actually be numb. Okay, your child's tongue and gums will become numb from you trying to brush this way and that way. It's a torture. Please don't do it. Okay, I know you don't want to do it intentionally, you're never doing it intentionally, but the thing is, when professionals and experts are saying you that this is the right thing to do, you just follow because you want to help your child. I understand that. I wanted to help my son, I still do, and I want to help you understand this as well. Not every piece of information coming from experts are right. Not every piece of medicines that is created for your child's brain is right for your child's brain. Okay, because medications have side effects. So in answer and in summary of both the question, number one question is about supplementation. As a summary, supplements are just supplements. Your child needs natural food derived nutrition. And if your child has leaky gut, which your child probably is, there is a higher chance of your child having leaky gut. So you have to resolve the gut issues first and then go forward with that. How can you do that? Grain-free diet, milk-free diet is very good. Using of probiotic-rich foods and sometimes probiotic supplements is also good. I have spoken already. Come back and then watch the replay because I have given some very, very interesting and tactical examples so that you can work through at home currently right away. And if your child has extreme pickiness or sensory issues, the best course of action is to find a professional who knows what he or she is doing and then guide you properly, because everything you cannot be doing on your own. You should not be doing on your own because you are an expert of your child, yes, but you're not expert in understanding what's actually going on inside your child, okay? So you might go on doing research. A modest amount of research is fine, but then becoming suicidal in trying to research everything is not going to be helping you or your child, okay? So sometimes you just have to find that person who will guide you properly and then invest in that, okay? All right, so the second question was oral sensory issue. Your child's oral sensory issue will not go down from using oral sensory stuff. The only reason why your child has oral sensory issue is because of gut imbalance. You have to work through that, and then the oral sensory issues will actually go very drastically down, and then you will not be having issues with that. So I will be coming in another episode and talk more about it, but today I just don't have any more energy. I will really appreciate you give me some comments and feedbacks, and then let me know how to help you further. If you have more questions, I would really love them. Pop them in the chat box or in the comment, and I will come back into the next episode. Thank you for all the messages that you have been sending me. It means a lot to us, and I will see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz. Okay.